Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Carrot, and today is an exciting day because Milestone Studios has finally bopped us over the head with Monster Energy Supercross 25. Really, the game comes out 3 days from now on April 7th, but if you pay the full $80, you get the pre-release. I got the game 3 days early for an extra $20. And if y'all been following the channel for a while, you already know your boy Carrot was one of the top players on the Supercross series. I got a lot of love for this series in particular, but it cannot be understated that from Monster Energy Supercross 1 to 4, there was not a whole ton of changes to this series. If anything, the common complaint was it's basically the same game with new tracks. Monster Energy Supercross 4 saw the change in the way of more open and loose physics. Monster Energy Supercross 5 reversed, in my opinion, those open physics. And then Monster Energy Supercross 6, again, in my opinion, even a little bit worse than Monster Energy Supercross 4. So we're coming into this with a little bit of skepticism. Nonetheless, love this game. I got sent out to A1 for free because I qualified for the Yamaha tournament on Monster Energy Supercross 4 and 5. Nonetheless, the community kind of died out. Milestone took 2 years off between Monster Energy Supercross 6 and 2025. They've advertised this game as having been rebuilt completely from the ground up. New physics, new engine, new riding mechanics. So as you can see, I'm level 0. I've just downloaded the game. I've clicked through some of the options real quick just so I could know what I was talking about. That said, this is going to be my genuine first impressions of Monster Energy Supercross 2025. I'm excited, but I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to make the full-time switch here from MX Bikes. I'm having a whole ton of fun on MX Bikes. A really great game. Nonetheless, let's hop right into some of the new content. First things first, we have the all-new graphics editor. Not necessarily my cup of tea because I'm not such like an artist or whatever, but super sick. And for the people who like this type of stuff, I imagine you could invest dozens, if not hundreds of hours alone here. So you got the helmet editor, brand new to the game. You can make totally customizable entirely your own edits with up to 1,000 layers of various stickers. And I have clicked through these. They have a ton of options to choose from. No shortage of making something that is totally custom in your own. Even a couple of stickers here. I do like that clapped out sticker, so you can put the stickers anywhere on the helmet. Like I said, up to 1,000 layers. Totally unique. And for the people like me who are not artistically inclined, you can of course download helmets uploaded and shared by other players. Same thing's going to go for your rider outfit. There's a butt patch editor, and the one thing I did do before I started making this video, made my own butt patch. Your boy Carrot, go ahead and run to the store and download that if you want it. It's already out there. Then there's a sticker editor, which you can make stickers to put in the butt patch or your suit or your helmet or the livery. That's the last thing. That's going to be graphics for your bike. You can do totally custom graphics on any bike in the game. Of course, this game is going to have multiplayer, and for the first time ever in this series, multiplayer is going to be cross-platform. Will be interesting to see if any of the PC guys are going to be cheating. Don't know how that would work, as I'm not a cheater. Then for single player, we got the same thing. There's going to be the rhythm attack again this year. Looks like they've only blessed us with 4 tracks, still better than 0, but those are going to be your sort of straight rhythm tracks. I did already rip the county fair. Let's go ahead and try the Florida Space Center. You'll notice I'm going on board as Aaron Plessinger, coming off a huge win in the deep, deep mud at Foxborough Supercross this past weekend. I don't know much about the track. That's a pretty hype loading screen. Super sick layout right there with the spaceship in the back. Looks like we're at NASA headquarters. Looks like Aaron Plessinger had been gaining weight in the off season too. I don't know about that. I mean, he's looking a little heavy getting on the bike there. Same thing for Jet Lawrence. They must just have one stock male and one stock female build. You'll notice the graphics there just not quite loaded in. But there we go. Saw the smoke coming out of the exhaust on Jet Lawrence's bike. Pretty cool. I gotta reroute my clutch button. Actually, the first two things I did when I turned this game on was mute the music so I can actually post this on YouTube. And oh wow. Well, it looks like if I survive that, there's going to be no impact you can survive on this game. It means we're going to be sending as we head on over to career mode. This again, of course, straight rhythm, clicking up the third gear there. Tried to do a little scrub. I don't know what happened. We're not clearing those. Should have played the tutorials, but we're going to try to make it through here. Hop into a little career mode, see what this game's all about. I will say, first impression, we'll try to throw a whip. Not bad, man, not bad. Decent physics there. I don't know, they must have changed the scrub inputs because I was trying to scrub there. It's not working. And not too bad. Achievement unlocked because we've won at the Florida Space Center. And so far, I mean, I think I'm just happy the game is here. No real complaints yet, other than Aaron Plessinger again looking a little wide, if anything. AP looking a little wide. And let's go ahead and hop into career mode, see what this game's going to be about. Pretty sick. We get to start off with Futures, which I don't even think it's called Futures anymore. They already changed it to Next, but Milestone is an Italian company. Their interpretations or translations could be a little bit different than we get over here in the States. Honestly, I'm a sucker for the black and yellow. I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Nickname and number, I should have already, yeah, you see, we got your boy Carrot looking pretty good right there. Make the number a little bigger, gonna make the name a little bigger, make sure they can see me because they're gonna be way far behind trying to catch up. And then for the bike, let's just hope we can get on a Suzuki. Nope, no Suzuki to start out. Is there? Alright, there's the Suzuki right there looking pretty good. Got the Triumph in the game. Shout out Austin Faulkner, the YZ250. See a lot of those out at the tracks, and that does look exactly like a YZ250. Very sick. Looks like we're going to be forced to start on the CRF. They got the KX, of course. KTM, gas, so fast you had to say it twice. And the Husky. Not going to worry too much about modifying my bike right now. There's going to be plenty of time to do that in the future. And speaking of future, it looks like it's time to run some futures. Let's get it. For some reason, did not save there. My recollection of trying to make that sticker, it was a little bit complicated to figure out how you were saving and whether or not it actually did save. I was trying to save some colors and whatnot, but that's probably more just user error and learning. Take a look at this cell phone first. Okay. Thank you, Casey. I got my own personal cell phone. I guess this is where they're going to be sending me communications like, hey, you did awful today. You got to get it together. You're going to get kicked off the team. Looks like we're going to be racing medium AI difficulty, medium race length. And we're going to Glendale. I will say I put it on advanced physics. Always going to want to play this game. I'm going to... with advanced physics, joint brakes on apparently, flow weight off, manual rider weight, manual transmission, no auto throttle. We're playing the game. We're smarter than the computer. You need to play the game by yourself. Automatic tear-offs. Interesting that they have the option to just do the tear-offs by yourself now. And I think we're ready to go racing at Glendale. And for Monster Energy Supercross 25, I believe it has been advertised that these are going to be the 2025 tracks.
Today in State Farm Stadium for another exciting race of the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship. Are you ready, Ricky?
Absolutely, Jason. With the riders we've got on the track this year, it's going to be anything.
Ridiculous amount of explosives.
The main event starts, and
there is no hype other like a Supercross race about to get kicked off. whether you're in person, and they've captured the excitement here
Listen to that
in
roar.
game.
This rider is clearly the crowd's favorite, and judging by the results, it's easy to see why.
First race in Futures, and I'm already the crowd favorite. Must have had a great privateer career.
The riders are lined up.
I'm not going to worry about a bike setup yet because I hadn't even barely touched the sticks. I don't know what's going to be what as far as that goes. Say the turning physics feel very tight, but we probably need to upgrade our rider in career mode. So I think the last thing I'm going to do for this video is we'll just go ahead and try to run an online race and see what happens. Also see if the bike handles any differently there. But as you see, I really am trying to turn. He's just going straight. But again, kind of bad advertising to load in here. I got probably no rider skills, I'm going to guess. We're going to have some opportunity to upgrade our rider's ability on the career mode in the future. So I don't want to say off the rip this is how the game handles, but borderline impossible to ride well here when you can't turn. We're rolling the finish line trip. That was pretty bad. Maybe I'm the crowd favorite because I'm known for my come from behind victories. I'm trying to look like Ryder Malinowski out here. This is actually the Glendale for 2025. A couple weeks back, really. I should have known that was going to be a wall jump. And as y'all know, I'm one of the best to ever do it. If it's looking this bad, I mean, this might not be a good sign. I may actually just go ahead and call it and see if we can do some time attack. Might show us how this game's going to look. The one other thing I'm going to point out real quick, though, is the camera is turning as you turn, and I wonder if that's going to make it, like, kind of hard to figure out what's going on, honestly. Anywho, that went horribly. We're going to give up. It's okay to just give up. And we're going to try time trial and see what the game feels like with the fully open physics instead of... We'll do AP. We can go back to Glendale. That's fine. Game experience, advanced physics. All right, let's run it. Like I was saying, historically on this game in career mode, you got to upgrade your rider's abilities, and I think part of what we saw there is just going to be that if you're riding with no skill points, the game's just going to not quite work right. So I am hoping we're going to be able to turn now. I will say it's already looking a little better, just having trouble going straight. If anything, a lot more power out of this 450. Oh yeah, I love this triple, single out. Rip around the sand in this back corner. So right there, I was turning right and leaning right. Didn't seem like he turned that hard still. But that might also not be an issue depending on how these tracks look across the game. Almost like he wouldn't turn, and then he kept turning out the corner, and we've just managed to ruin 2 laps with that little move right there. Might hit a quick reset, see if we can at least do a clean lap, get on the leaderboards. Pretty interesting. The last time I hit this turn, it felt like it wouldn't turn, and then when I exited the corner, he turned real hard. So, again, we're just kind of figuring it out right here. Made it through that straight, so it's a personal record right here. I guess we're going double, triple, triple. And again, I don't think you can case anything too hard and actually crash. Don't know if I agree with that, especially on a game where rhythm sections are going to be so crucial. If you go double and a half on a triple, you should probably front flip over the handlebars, just my thoughts. Hit that rhythm pretty good, tripling. I'm just trying to ride safe here. So even though I probably can triple through this rhythm, I'm going to hit the doubles, just trying to make it through. When you ride pretty good, it looks pretty good. I know they were talking about there's going to be updates as far as the ruts go, so should hopefully, especially over guys start running league races with 20-minute battles, hopefully you can get some nice personal lines caked up throughout the duration of those races. This was a pretty clean lap here, as long as I can make it through this final straightaway. Here we go, our first hot lap on Monster Energy Supercross 25. Probably was an awful lap, but we made it. Love that triple single out right there. So satisfying to get that one. I think it really feels different to be in the sand right there compared to the dirt. Slammed on the front brakes, nose wheelied up that wall jump. Pretty interesting that it worked. Ain't gonna complain about that though. Unlike riding a dirt bike in real life, it seems to me like the front brake is actually going to be kind of useless on this game. Probably going to want to rely on rear brake and mostly just engine braking, because front brake's too touchy. He just kind of like almost goes over the handlebars anytime I touch the front brake. We almost had a good lap going there. Looks like we're going to be throwing this one away. Unless I don't understand the in-air physics at all. So that was a couple of rips around the track. Let's go see if we can learn anything from the tutorials. Might have been a good place to start. I don't know. And you may be wondering, what am I thinking about the game? Pretty much what I thought I was going to think. It's Monster Energy Supercross. If you're a fan of the series, you were probably going to get it anyway. I'm not going to talk you out of doing that. Personally, MX bikes, ton more customization available, even though they've improved the customization massively on this game with making the new bike skins, kits, helmets. It's awesome they did that. Massive amount more content on MX bikes. Super steep learning curve, but very worth it once you get there. So again, I'm going to have to reroute the brakes right there. My first piece of advice to y'all, just put the left trigger as the rear brake. Front brake looking like it's going to be useless. So steering, right to turn right, left to turn left. You got rider weight. So I was trying to lean in the corners, but I didn't really notice that it impacted it a whole ton. So to scrub, yeah, they did change it. You click both sticks the same direction before you take off. And then the whip's basically like a scrub. It's just you scrub before you take off, whip after you take off. Lean back in the whoops, pretty standard for a motocross game. Talking about ruts are going to form. And it doesn't seem like there's an actual tutorial. It really just kind of explains everything right there. So that's about all we get as far as that. And one last thing, I guess we'll see if we can play an online race. Really do have a lot of love in my heart for this series. I guess since we got the game early, maybe online's not going to work. I don't know. We'll wait a minute and see what happens. But I got a lot of love for this series. Been a huge fan of Supercross my entire life, growing up watching Jeremy McGrath and then Ricky Carmichael and Bubba Stewart. I had foot surgery around the time Monster Energy Supercross 3 was popping off. Just happened, I was playing this game a ton because I was hurt. Just happened to meet some people who were actually fast. I thought they were cheating. They taught me a thing or two. Ended up being pretty fast. Started running league races on Supercross 4. Ioma in particular, my boy Strack hosted those. Appreciate all the work he put into that. Then I got set up with the ESXR boys. We were hosting leagues, 80 signups minimum every week, sometimes as many as 120, and that'd just be for 450s. We were pulling similar numbers in the 250 class as well. People like Aaron Plessinger, Adam Enticknap, Matt Burkeen showing up to race league races as well. And again, since I think we're kind of on the pre-release here, online may not quite work yet. That's pretty much everything here. You're going to have the time attack. We ripped Glendale. Maybe we'll see if they got some leaderboards for Glendale. Trying to pull up the standings here. And I have dropped the 51st fastest lap time on Glendale. Presumably out of 51 people. No. It's a decent lap. We'll take it. One thing's for sure, unlike the new MXGP game, I'm not going to just be sending this back outright. I paid the $80. I bit the bullet. I'm doing it for the people. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for trying to get a YouTube video out, I'd have not felt great about paying $60. I'd have definitely waited 3 more days. Not a ton of incentive to just get this game a little bit early. Anyways, I got to go try to qualify for Loretta's this weekend. Mostly going to be focusing on my mind and body instead of video games this week anyway. But as always, I appreciate y'all tuning into the video, and I look forward to catching y'all very, very soon. Till then, peace, y'all. And I'm not going to actually get off. I just seen we got people watching right now. So maybe let me know in the comments if there's something in particular you want to see me do. But I think the thing we're going to have to do is try career mode. First race went horrible.
Hi, everybody.
Try again.
We're live from wonderful
I don't even
Eric,
think
with
it's
all
going to let
this
me
cheering,
change the
it's clear
difficulty
who
this
the
time. Maybe. Because I absolutely could not keep up. And the thing I want to say... Yeah, it's not going to let me change the difficulty. We're already locked in. I think when you start out the career mode on this game,
we'll find out which riders have these
you've just not upgraded your rider's abilities. So even when we went to time attack, now that we're coming back in time attack, this game felt somewhat maneuverable. Here, it just feels like long term. That's probably because we need to upgrade like rider ability stats and whatnot. This is going a little bit better. I might just need to also get a little comfortable in the game. That was a pretty sick crash, but probably in dead last again. We're just going to go ahead and finish it out and see what happens. Realistically, I think anything other than dead last in this race might be accomplished. There's going to be some nasty takeouts in the online lobbies. Rider contact here could definitely be real intentional, and seems like it'd be pretty easy, frankly, to take someone out if that's your thing. The third gear on this bike is actually kind of ripping. I think we just need to ride this whole track in third gear. Getting a ton of torque out of the corners, then again casing that triple in. But we are on the 250, so we might just need to be doubling through that anyway. Before these jumps, you're going to want to lean back if you want to preload. If you're not trying to go that far, probably just lean forward before the jumps. And I do always recommend any racing game use clicking the right stick down to shift up, click the left stick down to shift down. Your fingers are never going to leave the stick, so that's probably the easiest way to shift instead of having to use the bumpers. Might be your alternative. Only other option I would actually recommend would be if you got the paddles, shift with the paddles. I don't run the paddles too much for me, and we're moving our way up the pack here. Did not see this coming. I guess honestly, I'm gonna probably just keep playing career mode for a little while here. Appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Because, I already know I said I spent the $80, but I did spend $80, and if it helps you decide whether it's worth it or not, I'll tell you, if you're willing to wait 6 months, you can probably get this game a substantial amount cheaper than I did. I got no allegiance to any of these companies. I really just want to help y'all make informed decisions about, money well spent. Think it's worth it after seeing this, by all means. I mean, you were probably going to get it in anyway, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was always going to get the game, but I have no allegiance to Milestone, nor really any other company, and the beauty of that is I get to sit here and tell y'all the truth. The truth is, this is probably going to turn out to be a pretty decent arcade dirt biking game. I think people complain the physics are a little stiff, might loosen up as you get better, more comfortable. But this is never going to be MX Bikes or MX Simulator. I mean, even compared to MX vs. ATV Reflex, had pretty loose physics, but if anything, people would say that was too loose. Right, preload that. I knew I was going to come up short. Catastrophic error over the berm, reset. A bit behind too. That was not really necessary. Getting bumped. Opportunist taking advantage of my shortcomings. Got landed on there. Didn't even matter. Yeah, the online lobbies on this are probably going to be crazy. I've already been told by a couple of people who played the game even earlier than I did, there's going to be a huge skill gap on this game. So there's incentive to learn and get better. And even as I hear myself saying this, it's going to turn out to be a decent game. The track's wide enough here. still probably could be a little bit wider, but it's going to keep the action tight. The rhythm sections feel super tight together. It's going to require some precision to make it through them clean. But it's probably in line with racing Supercross in real life. I wouldn't know. I've only raced arena cross in real life. Thought I was going to die out there. It's dangerous. It's technical. I think I am disappointed, though, that you can case anything. I mean, I set that wall jump a little earlier on so deep. Didn't matter at all, because with these rhythm sections being so important, the only incentive to hit the rhythm sections clean is, as far as I can tell, is so that you go fast, but you're not going to worry about crashing. For example, if I came up short on that triple there, nose cased it, probably still not going to matter. Clicked up the 4th gear there for a second, going kind of scary fast. But we're on the 250, so if I'm struggling a little bit, obviously it's going to be faster when we switch to the 450s, but we're just competing in futures right now, trying to make a name for ourselves, like Cullen Park or Ryder Malinowski, something like that. I wonder if those are real future riders on the board. I didn't even think we were trying to pay attention to that. Like, are we racing against actual up-and-coming motocross athletes or not? I feel like they're big names, but I don't want to say for sure. And again, I don't even think it's called futures in real life anymore. Quite confident it's been renamed Supercross or rebranded Supercross next. Tenth place, whole lot better than my first go at it. We're gonna have to roll with that.
And that
because your boy came out swinging, thinking I could compete on medium difficulty. As it would turn out, I could not. I had one of the faster lap times too, so we're in the mix, just not quite on the board. Hey, it's a dang old Triple Crown. Dude, what? That's not a Triple Crown. They don't do Triple Crown on futures. They don't do Triple Crown on next. Futures is probably 3 rounds. That would make more sense. Yes, round 2, Daytona. It's pretty interesting, if not anything pretty cool. I've already played these tracks a ton on MX bikes. I've mostly been running ARL Supercross on the ranked lobbies, so not going to be much surprises here in the way of tracks. And, you know, if you have been playing MX bikes, that's going to be probably another reason you're not going to want this game, just because you're going to have already seen all this, and probably in a format that if you like MX bikes, you prefer more. Nonetheless, I'm a huge fan of video games in general. I'm not going to complain about more options, so maybe we got to situate the type of person who would be interested in this particular game. And it's really going to be if you want more of an arcade video game, sit down, maybe drink a beer, just kind of hanging out, not too serious. I'm sure a small handful of people will take this game very seriously, competing in various league tournaments and sweating online lobbies all day long. I think if you're going to get that invested in a video game, you probably should just play MX bikes. And most importantly, motocross the game is coming, and that might revolutionize dirt bike video games forever. They just dealt with a little breach of some of their pre-alpha content, and it looks sicker than I even imagined.
Welcome to
These
the
loading
iconic
screens are awesome, by the way. Daytona,
Speedway.
fireworks.
Up for a new round of the Monster Energy
I don't see
AMA
any of the big
Supercross
flames they
Championship.
shoot out of the
I'm
ground
Jason
now.
Wygant,
Anyone who's been to a
and joining me
Supercross
is Ricky
knows
Carmichael.
they love shooting
Gotta be
fire
excited for this one, right,
150,
Ricky?
200 feet in
Absolutely,
the air.
Jason.
Obviously,
There's a
the
lot on the line
fireworks are on
tonight.
point.
Winning here means writing your name in history.
We've still got
Is that
a few
Ricky
minutes
Carmichael?
before we get started,
Get him
and
out
then
the
we'll
booth,
find
man.
out who will be crowned.
I heard
the
enough.
applause is pouring for this rider.
I love
and with
Ricky
the
Carmichael. All-time great motocross racer. Not a great announcer. We forgot to change the difficulty again, so we're just going to go out here, suffer, and see what happens. Okay, I'm leaning forward. It didn't seem to like even affect the rider weight there. We didn't qualify, so they're always just going to start you out on the outside. Just kind of turning slow, but I'm actually, even as we play this, I'm getting more comfortable. Not suggesting I'm going to do good, but I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the feel, at least for turning. Look up the fourth here. This is going to be a big double. The next one's a wall jump. Secret might step it as a step down. Small roller before the finish line. Finish line, real small double. There's going to be a little wall jump before the whoops section here. Fifth gear in the whoops. Pretty fast. Sent the triple, didn't make it, didn't really matter. Lost our momentum a little bit. Looks like the split section, you actually got to choose left or right. That's pretty good. Triple, I think it's going to be a pretty big little whoop section right here, more like a rhythm whoop section. That's pretty cool. Tripling in, double, double. If I do recall correctly, there was a little tunnel they went over right there. Huge double right here. Gave her all the beans. Ain't quite make it. Might want to set up on the outside on the 250 to get over that one. Huge Supercross triple here. And that's our first case where we went over the bars. Not happy to go over the bars. Not happy to respawn further behind from where I crashed. That doesn't even make sense. Probably should have went over the bars though. I'm not going to complain about going over the bars. I'm just surprised. I should have gone over the bars sooner, if anything. Almost lost the front wheel over the top of the berm there. Defies logic how it came back. That little step down off the wall jump is tiny. I know this finish line's tiny. And we're going to start trying to scrub. I got no business trying to scrub because I can barely make it around the track as is. Little scrub off that. I don't know if you can even tell. Really just cost myself some momentum. Sitting in 6th right now. Team manager told me I needed to get 5th or I might get fired. And it looks like 5th place is absolutely checked out on us. Went for the triple in there. Got it. Case that one. Case that one. Roller, roller, roller. Never going to be the ideal line on a Supercross track unless you're in a genuine whoop section. So go ahead and jot that down. I don't even know why we crashed there. Probably hit the tough block. This double's huge. We got no chance of making it. Yeah, those triples on the 250, quite the send. Triple off this table. Ripping this a little smoother than last lap. Nice little bounce. Pretty smooth there. Look at how far back we are. Wow. Yeah, first through 5th, way ahead. That's going to be them going down the opposite straight beside us. They're absolutely checked out. That's just going to be commentary on the AI in this game. But I will say, if you're getting these games, the goal should be to play online. You're just going to find a lot better battles. Historically, I've always thought the AI on these games were too easy, and I recognize I'm in 6th right now, getting smoked by the top half of the pack. But again, just experimenting with the physics for the first time. I'm on a 250. Probably need to upgrade my rider, though I haven't seen an option to do so yet. So might be nothing to that. Oh, good. Almost got that double finally. And you'll notice, if my guy looks like he's ducking his head in some of these corners, that's me trying to lean the bike, and it seems like he leans his head more than the actual rider weight. But again, I mean, we're really just going to have to try to get comfortable. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised. I do think this might be the biggest, most important question to ask. Well, of course, the game goes to crap as soon as I try to say something nice. I think this is an upgrade for Monster Energy Supercross 6. I'll go ahead and say it. Still feels stiff. The one thing I don't like is you can't seem to lean when you're in the air to set up for a corner. I tried to say something nice, and I don't know what's happening. Like I said, when you lean, okay, there, you can lean in the air. This is just an incredible, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it in real life. The gap here from 5th to being 6th, and then from being 6th to 7th, I mean, those guys could have quit racing for all I know. Looks like 5th place already crashed across the finish line. That's going to be 6th. A solid 2 straights behind us. Little no-footer there, I guess. Some good rider reaction, at least vertically off the bike, depending on how you hit a lip. So the left or right is seen. A little scrub there, scrub this one. That was more of a whip. We'll take it. Probably try to throw a backflip off the finish. Nope, can't.
And that
6th
concludes
place.
Tonight's main event. It was a tight race. The scores you see on the leaderboard are the final results.
Upgraded to level 2. Looks like we got a new exhaust. So maybe that exhaust is what's going to help us. Oh no, my rider ability improves after the race too. Felipe Mercy bragging about how he beat me. I'll have to see if you can do it again, young buck. 2 races in, 5 crashes total, 7.8 miles covered. Team objectives, 1st place. Dude, I'm new at the game. I think we've just unlocked a new exhaust. Okay, this is pretty cool. Looks like there's going to be some awesome bike customization available once we upgrade our rider a little bit more. Maybe that's going to make us faster too. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. cool. A lot of little unlocks as you upgrade throughout the game. Very cool that they're going to maintain your progress across all your multiplayer races online. And then they got manufacturer progression here too. So whether you ride the KTM, Husky, Suzuki, yada yada, you can unlock parts specific to those brands. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool that that's been included. Do believe that to be new as well. Probably about all there is to see here, so let's do one last race, try to graduate from futures. Being told I got to beat my arch nemesis, Felipe Mercy.
Hello everyone, Jason
We're going to be racing at Pittsburgh.
With me is none other than Ricky Carmichael. Welcome to Acrisure Stadium,
which I believe may actually be coming up this coming weekend on the
stadiums.
Supercross Series. If not, they're in Philadelphia this weekend. Should be pretty soon.
And with the performance we're expecting tonight, there's no doubt it's well.
The AMA Supercross Series historically not hitting Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. I do recall they went to Philly last year as well, though. Pretty cool for them to show Pennsylvania some love. As a North Carolinian, I've just been hyped that Super Motocross has come to Charlotte, Concord, North Carolina. Because as big of a motocross community as North Carolina contains, we were not getting any pro races for a long time there. Not just were we not getting pro races in North Carolina, you had to be willing to drive probably 8 hours just to get to either an outdoor or a Supercross race. Totally lost our flow in the rhythm section there. Gonna watch out again to see if first through fifth just like absolutely take off on us in a way that would be impossible to keep up with. Tried to lean and turn there. My guy just took a dirt nap. The fade hard. Gonna be difficult to catch up after this. Probably the most useless jump I've ever hit. Probably going to try to never hit that ever again. You can just miss it on the right. It does look like you can still hit some of the rhythm sections on this game like whoops. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but that always was kind of a fifth gear look glitch through the rhythm section is always fast on this series. Intentionally or not, it's somehow still an option. Definitely casing this one. Let's go ahead and double that. Wonder what position my arch nemesis Felipe Mercy is in. Probably way ahead of me if I had to guess. Taking 2 people out, but at what cost? Tried to lean into the corner, and again, he's just throwing the bike over. That guy's head really saved me Might be a little too little, too late for my future season, but starting to get the grasp on the physics, as you see, kind of hitting that rhythm section like whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that's gonna turn out to be the fastest way to hit the rhythm sections with the smaller rollers like that. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But as we're wrapping up the video here, you know, I did say this was going to be a first impressions video. I am going to review this game ultimately. I probably need about 2 weeks of actually playing the game before I feel comfortable giving a total review. Definitely need to play some online because that's probably the most important aspect of any racing game. Racing other real human beings. Nonetheless, I'm not going to say to not buy this game. My first impression video of MXGP 25 was so bad, I told everyone to not buy the game, and I said I would request a refund, which I did, and I got it. I'm not going to request a refund on this. I'm not going to tell you to buy the game. I'm not going to tell you to not buy the game. What I'm going to say is if you watch this and you think you'd be having fun right now, go ahead and get it. Maybe wait 2 more days and pay $60 instead of $80. Go ahead and get it. 11th place,
and that
falling
concludes
back.
Tonight's main event.
Sponsors are
it was
going
a
to be
tight
pissed.
race. The scores you see on the leaderboard are the final results.
My boy Felipe Mercy, my arch nemesis rival, turning in a top 3. It's not good for me. Casey gonna be blowing up my line, talking about some you're not good enough. Okay, so there we're increasing our XP. My manufacturer progression went up, so I'm getting unlockables specific to the Honda. Got a new exhaust, it looks like. Got some Liat Velocity 6.5 goggles. Very nice. Not cheap. IRL. No followers, no fans. We lost 1,000 followers, so we were at 0. We have negative 1,000 followers. We're basically Vince Freeze. Well, with that said, that was my first impression, genuine first impression of Monster Energy Supercross 25. As always, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I look forward to catching y'all on the next one very, very soon. Till then, peace, y'all.